Hi, Mira. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Where are you at right now?
I'm in my daughter's room. This is where the internet is the best.
Oh, really? It's always in the daughter's room. I mean, the ones that use it the most. So that makes sense. So, this movie is obviously kind of about seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And we're finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel from COVID and quarantine. So, I want to know, what has the past year like been for you?
It's been a mixed bag. I think like every American, we've been really frightened and saddened. I lost someone that I cared about very much to COVID. I had other people close to me that suffered through a case and, fortunately got better. But we also had, more family time because our busy schedules stopped. My husband and I didn't work for about 8 months, 9 months, and my kids were at home, and all of the craziness of usual teenage life with the lessons and the plays and the games, was absent. So we had a lot of time together. So, it's definitely been a trying year for everyone in the world, but I'm so excited that it's looking hopeful now that we're coming out of it.
Yeah. And I mean, speaking of how hard this last year was for everyone, a lot of people lost faith, they lost hope. And I want to know what you think this movie can do for people.
I think the beauty of this movie is that the faith in it is the pure faith of a child. It's really simple, it's really open and natural and beautiful and not strained. And if God were to work through a person right now, I think he might choose someone like this girl portrayed by wonderful Austin in the story. But there's so much doubt and there's so much pain and suffering held by various members of the story. Someone who's lost a child or someone who's afraid of losing a child. And this little girl, her faith is so simple and clear that all kind of drops away, and other people are sort of brought on board with her vision of the goodness inherent in God. And it's emotionally quite a roller coaster, especially for my character. My character is
Yes, it is.
just very heartbroken in the middle of the story. But as it goes along, I think everybody sees that there's this hope, this ability to rebound. And I think it's a very non-judgmental film. It's not, partisan or sectarian or anything. It's just about God's love. And if you ascribe to a tradition in which there is God, then this movie may be for you.
Absolutely. I agree. And you obviously play the mom in this movie to the wonderful Sarah or Austin, and you're a mom yourself. So I want to know what drew you to this part. And if your child somehow had this happen to them, do you think you would react the way that your character reacted?
I think okay, so in the story, just to explain to to your viewers that my child is able to, through prayer, make a dead bird come back to life, and then more miracles start occurring around her. She prays for people she loves, and all of a sudden they get better. The paraplegics start walking. Sort of miraculous things start happening, and for her it's just as easy as, well, asking God for it, and then it happens. I might be a little bit more likely to believe that it was possible than my character, but I think I would react exactly the same way when given a diagnosis that my daughter has a brain tumor. So in the story, Sarah has a brain tumor, and we're told it's inoperable and that there is no hope. And of course, that is any parent's worst nightmare. There's just nothing worse than thinking that your child is suffering or that you're going to lose your child. And I'm just tearing up just thinking about it right now. So I think all the scenes where I'm worried about my daughter's health and her survival are absolutely how I would react. And it hit me very hard while I was playing. It was hard because Austin sort of looks like an older version of my youngest daughter, Lucia, who's 8. But her eyes are very similar, different nose, but similar eyes, similar sort of dark blonde hair. They're very, yeah, reminded me a lot of each other. So it was hard.
Yeah, putting yourself in the position that you would never want to be in. I can't, it was raw, it was beautiful. I think you played it amazing, just so you know.
Thank you.
Your daughter in the movie has a happy place, and it's the lake. I want to know, do you have a happy place in real life?
I think nature is my happy place. It's sort of the ocean, any ocean. I've always loved the ocean. I'm fortunate enough in Southern California to get to live near the ocean, so that's amazing. But I love, you know, waterfalls and hikes, and I don't hike as much as I would like to, but when I do, I'm always so happy. I'm always like, oh, nature, this is incredible. The mountains, like, um, so I think it's anywhere that's sort of the beauty of nature is my happy place. Yeah.
Also in the film, as we've been talking about, your daughter can create miracles. And a lot of people don't believe her at the beginning. They bully her, but she doesn't care what other people think. She's authentic in herself. And a lot of people struggle with that authenticity in real life. And I want to know if you have any tips on how to not care about what other people think, especially as a woman in Hollywood who deals with it all the time.
Right. Yeah, that's a hard one. And I think we all try and evolve away from that. That is so overriding when we're like in, say, middle school and high school. That's when it's like the most intense. Like if someone says a bad thing about you or doesn't think you're pretty or disagrees with you or whatever, can feel like earth shattering. And having been through the ringer of public life, sort of ups and downs of it, I try and derive my sustenance and my self-esteem from other sources, from my family, from my faith, from my knowledge of what I believe to be true and right and wrong. Try and listen to an inner voice more and more, I think, as you get older. And that's, it's hard. It's hard to, because everything in our society tells us that being liked or loved by millions is the most important thing. Look at influencers and social media and
Yes.
reality television, that
Yes.
if you had that, you'd have everything. But I don't really think that's everything. But to many people, that seems to be the answer. And I think that the answer has to come from within. It's sort of a communion with your heart and, I think your higher power, in my case, God and Jesus, but, other people have different sources of that spiritual connection.
Since we're talking about how things are finally opening back up and how this is going to be playing in theaters, I want to know, what is your go-to item to have with you when you go to the movies?
I just think popcorn. I guess just popcorn. Yeah. But I try not to get the buttered kind because then that's just like 1,000 calories more.
A million calories. The amount of butter is insane. It should not be legal, but it is. So it's so good. I also saw you have some upcoming projects you posted on your Instagram with Courtney Cox about your new show coming out on Starz. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Are you excited about that one?
I'm so excited about that because it's sort of like a buddy, well, not buddy really, but okay. So Courtney Cox plays a woman who has moved to the suburbs with her husband, Greg Kinnear, to escape the city and some troubles that they've been having, like family troubles, marital troubles. And they move out to the countryside and they buy a house that turns out to be haunted. And I'm the ghost. And
You're the ghost?
yes, I'm the ghost. And I'm like from the 50s. I'm sort of mischievous and, not entirely good. And
That's a fun character.
but I become, it's sort of a comedy horror hybrid, if that makes sense. So it's
Cool.
really, it's sort of genre bending and really entertaining. So I love it.
So excited. I love that you're kind of the mischievous one. That's a little different than this character here.
Oh yeah.
So I'm
Oh yeah.
excited to get to see that. And finally, I mean, the Oscars are coming up and we all know that you're an award winner. What are your plans? Are you going to be watching it? Do you take that award and put it on the dining room table every year? What do you do?
No, it usually stays wherever it is. Right now it's on the piano. For a while it was in my bedroom on the dresser, but things got sort of shifted around. But no, I mean, I think we'll just watch it like everyone else, unless I don't think this year I'm a presenter or anything like that. So yeah,
Well,
just we'll watch it and root for people in the films that we love, or the actors that we love.
I hope that everyone goes and sees this movie and brings a little hope into their year of 2021. I still believe there's chance for hope this year, and I think this movie will have a lot to do with it. So
Yeah, it's a beautiful Easter story and very family friendly. Yeah, so
yeah,
something you could take the whole family to and be kind of uplifted by it.
absolutely. So I hope everyone gets their big bucket of popcorn and enjoys the show. So, and I'm really excited to see you in your upcoming projects. Hopefully I can talk to you soon. So thank
Thank
you so much.